Hey, Kaylin, thanks for joining. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm Andrea Merriman. I'm your creative harmony coach. I am the creator of the Jennifer Y. Merriman Help Program. I have a for profit FLR Global Institute where we do training, we do workshops so that we can help advocates and people who are in the industry helping other people, help them grow and help them continue to turn their harm into harmony. Also have a nonprofit, Feminine Life Rebuilders, where we are doing some speaking, we're doing some giving back to clients where we're doing the actual client services with that. So, what I'd like for you to do tonight, if you know anyone that is working with clients who, I'm sorry, y'all, is working with clients who, your church leaders, your businesses that may need some information on domestic violence, you need to go ahead and bring them in tonight because they're going to want to see what's going on, what we're going to talk about, because I'm going to reveal something that is like totally awesome. It is totally new. It is like the second thing I've done that's in the domestic violence industry that is not out there. So you want to be the first to get this. You want to get your hands on this. You want to be a part of this. I know you do because when you see it, it's going to be, you're going to like, oh, that is so awesome. So I want you to go ahead, invite somebody that you know, invite people. Hold on, let me go get one more thing while I do this. Okay, I have forgotten your bonus. So there's going to be bonuses to this. So those of you that don't know me, I'll tell you a little bit about what I do. So as I said before, I am a person, I'm a trainer, I'm an educator. I work with domestic violence victims and advocates, but my main job is to work with servant leaders, with the advocates, with the people that are actually providing the services so that I can train you, so I can help you, so I can give you what you need to serve better. What I'm about to offer you tonight is something that's totally new. Um, Thank you for joining, Ellen. Thank you for joining, Lise. So for those of you who are here and you're in that industry, I want you to go out and I want each of you to share this. Share this on your timeline. Share this with someone that you know need that. So what I do is I help you. I help you so you can continue to help the people you serve. What I'm going to unveil to you, what I'm going to show you tonight is something that you're going to be able to take with you. You're going to be able to share this and use it over and over in your industry as you work through people. And this is something that can be a part of what you're doing. You don't have to change anything that you're doing, but what this is an addition to it. Hey, Katrina, thank you for joining. So glad to see you again. So this isn't something that it'll take anything away from what you're doing. What it's going to be is it's going to be an aid. So let me kind of give you an idea of what this is and why I say the alabaster box. So if you know anything about alabaster, alabaster is a soft item that you can make stuff. It kind of looks like a wood or glossy wood or something, but it's not as soft. You can mold it. You can turn it into what you want it to be. And it's very expensive. If you go out and you start looking at some of the statues that are made for them, the actual boxes that are made for them, you'll understand the value of what's in the alabaster box. For those of you that are religious or spiritual, and you understand in the Bible when it talks about the lady with the alabaster box, and it said it held her precious oils. So it held the things that she needed. So when the Messiah was in there speaking and talking, she went in and she broke open that box. So that tells you, and it doesn't mean that she broke it open, like hit it on his head and broke it. It means, how when you purchase something new, there's a seal around it. So she broke open the box, and the oils that were in there, she poured on and she anointed him and she prepared him and for the things that were about to come. She prepared him for his death. And so when you think about the alabaster box as far as this war against domestic violence, um, thank you for joining, Thomas. Hey, I believe it's Kalani Fowler. Thank you for joining. So when you think about an alabaster box, as it's, in connection with this war against domestic violence, you want to think about something that you can use to help mold people into what they want to be. You want to carry something precious in it. You want to have that spiritual peace of knowing that what you're doing is going to be beneficial to other people. So I want you to also remember what this is going to do. This is going to be the tools that you need for um, to have a Tea and Pearl sister gathering. So if you've been listening to me, and so I'll explain a little bit for those of you who don't, this is your first time, you're not sure who I am. So if you'll recall, back in July, I launched a book, and it's probably backwards to you, but it's Serving from the Kettle. Okay? Serving from the Kettle is a concept, it's a movement that I'm putting together that I'm wanting everybody to be a part of. It's a movement, excuse me. So what it is a movement that lets you host a Tea and Pearl sister gathering. And the whole objective of that is bringing together to community, your servant leaders, your Congress people, anyone politically that you can get in there, your people that are in your shelters and groups, your advocates that are working, and then bring in some victims and bring in people who don't understand. And it's not only just creating awareness, but the whole piece of it. And once you read it, and you can get it on Amazon or you can contact me. So it says, serving from the kettle is for the advocate working with victims. It gives insight on how I want women to form sister groups and build strategies to eradicate domestic violence over a cup of tea. And serving from the kettle is not just a philosophy, it's a movement built with grace, love, and hope. And so in this book, and it tells you this is the guide, okay? This is the guide that explains to you what the Tea and Pearl Sister Gathering is. It has all the pieces that you need in there to understand it. It talks about how to embrace your spiritual side, honesty, ethics, and integrity. It talks about how to praise and celebrate, be approachable. It gives you some etiquette, tea etiquette rules. It tells you the history of tea parties. If you know anything about the women's suffrage movement, it started with a cup of tea. There was ladies, they sit together and they talked about what was going on with the women and how things needed to change. And they sit there, and there was 4 or 5 of them at the first time. Then they met again, and there was 50 of them. Then they met again, and then they had a larger crowd. So what it was that movement started, and then you had marches, you had rallies, you had things that were going on. And I'm thinking, if they can do that, so we can get to vote. If we can join together as women, as men, because as they gotten larger and they started growing, men started working with them. So if we're going to win this war on domestic violence, it has to be where everybody joins together. We can't just tell our stories and create awareness. We can't just teach our women to protect themselves. At some point, we have to get some men involved, and these men need to teach the men. And they need to show them that, hey, this isn't right. Hey, we're no longer going to accept this. Okay? So as we host the Tea and Pearl sister gatherings, that's what we're doing. We're going into communities and we're having that. So it started because I have an event in March, and it's a 3-day healing event, and I bring in ladies with different grief counseling, therapists, coaches, money people to help you get your money right, business people, so that you can get your ministry and what you're doing to eradicate domestic violence in order. And so then we said, hey, what if we can do this in every community? What if we can do this in our homes? What if we can do this on a large scale? What if everyone can have, a tea party and understand what it takes to make this change? And what we're seeing every day in domestic violence is horrifying. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, what's happening, because all you can do is look at the news, scroll through your Facebook page, and just understand that something needs to happen, that we can fix this, and what we're doing is not working. So, I had to go back, I had to meditate, I had to pray, and I had to go in, what can we do? Instead of, we're often saying we can't pour from an empty cup. I'm sorry, but what's in this cup is for me. And if I'm going to be pouring into you, I'm not pouring from my cup. I'm going to get my kettle out and I'm going to pour from there. And so I want you to understand that what in your cup is for you, but you need, when you serve other people, serve them for the resources that you have. Serve them from a place that's larger than you. Grow your sister circle. Grow a place, have your resources available so that you can pour into more people. That's the concept of serving from a kettle. That's the concept of the tea and pearl gathering. So we want to just make this a big tea thing. And I know people have given tea a bad rap, but what I want you to do is start sipping a little more tea. Sip the tea. Take the tea, and don't just sip the tea and do like the little Kermit meme that's around and just sit there and stay quiet and not be a voice, because the people that are being hurt, these people are in need of voice because they are voiceless. And those of us that are able to do more, it's time for us to do more. So serve from the kettle. Grow your sister circle. You need to have one of these books. If you read the piece that my friend Ava had said on there, she said that this, not only do you need it in your home, you need this book in your community, you need this book in your business, so that, because the concepts that are in here about helping people and serving is there. I'm not going to go into that anymore, but I need you to understand the concept of what you have that is joining in with the alabaster box. So let's bring that back in. Okay, so we understand that we no longer need to continue to say, I'm serving from my overflow, because we're not. We're serving from the kettle. We're serving from something that's great. We're serving from the best part of the tea. We're not serving from the saucer or the floor or the table. We're serving, and we're going to give our clients, our people that we're working with, our best. So how do you do that? You serve them from the kettle. And so when you start to do that and you start having your tea parties, I thought, okay, so let's just make this as simple as possible as we start doing that. So what I have created, this is the unveiling. You're the first people to see this, other than my close friends and partners. I have created an actual kit, and I know this is probably going better, but if you can see that it's cute, you can see it's awful huge because there's contents in there. This is all you need to host your tea party. What's inside here? Add a cup or two with that. This is what you need. It has um, website on there. It says that we're building healthy communities. In the back, it tells you that, and I know I hate that all this is backwards as we do this, but it says on there, sold and distributed by Andrea Merriman. Proceeds help domestic violence victims through donations to Feminine Life Rebuilders, which is a 501c3. So the proceeds will help victims on both places, but also donations to the nonprofit. So you get this box. Think about that. After you purchase, you get a box in the mail. This is the box you'll get. Everyone will get a box like this. You can use this over and over again. So once you reveal this and you open it up, and I have the things on the side, So you open this up, and the first thing it reminds you on the inside, it says disrupting the normalcy of domestic violence. So you're going to get this box. Once you get this box, you're going to take the contents inside and you're going to know that what's inside is going to help you. So I'm going to wait a minute, let you tell me, what do you think of this box? So far, all you've seen is the outside of the box. I've showed you the cover of the box and the size of the box, and you see that that's the colors of the alabaster if you were to look at it. So what do you see so far? What do you think of the box without opening it? Go ahead. I'm going to give you a minute to let me know. I want to hear some feedback before I reveal what's inside the box. What do you think of the box? I'm going to give you a chance to do that. Let me know what you think of the box. I think it's cute. Not because it's mine, because of course, because it has colors and I see that. How do you think it looks good? Do you like the design? First of all, do you want to know what's inside the box? I said I'm going to unveil it, but I need to know, do you want to know what's inside the box? So go ahead, let me know. Who wants to know what's inside the box? So go ahead and tell me. If you, I want to let you know, I don't want to show you if you don't want to know. So tell me, who wants to know what is inside the box? Hey, Central, Central. It was, okay, Central raised her hand. She wants to know. So I got somebody who wants to know. Alicia said it'll be a blessing to have proof of being healed from DV. So since Central wants to know, and since for you who don't know, if you're in Virginia, if you're in the Stafford, Virginia area, or you can get there this weekend, we are having a boutique Tea and Pearl Sister Gathering in Stafford, Virginia. Central is hosting it. I'm going to have these boxes on hand. I am bringing them out just for Central, just for you, Central. So I'm going to show you what's in the box. So the first thing that you'll have in the box. So remember, the Servant from the Tea is a guide that kind of tells you all about the tea parties, what you're going to do. Inside the box, you will have a workbook. Okay, you're going to have a workbook that tells you the Alabaster Box was designed to give you tools to facilitate the Tea and Pearl mini and boutique gathering. It says, and understand the standards of the gathering. It contains worksheets, printable cards, information, and policies that should be utilized at each gathering. Determine you want to make a change in domestic violence in your communities and use the Alabaster Box and the contents of the whole kit to make it happen. This workbook is for advocates living their best life as they should fulfill her mission of stopping domestic violence. And so when you open this workbook, it tells you the facilitator's guide. It gives you um, permission to make some copies once you purchase. It also, there's a special letter from me that I read to welcome to the Tea and Pearl Sister Gathering family. We go over what is domestic violence. So many times people believe it's just the intimate partner violence. So I give you step by step. It even says on here, start here. Step by step instructions on what to do, how to use this booklet, how to host a party. Even in the back of that, it tells you the items you need. So you need teacups, you may need tea bags, honey, sugar, food if you want to have a light snack or meal, large markers, and then an easel board or easel paper. So it goes through that. If you want to have an event, it gives you sample agendas. It's in here. Then you start get to the planning process. It works you through each piece of it. So it tells you some ideas, it tells you how to get your ambassadors. We go through the positions that you need for your team, so that how you can team, how to plan it, what dates you do. It gives you some papers to write on so you don't have to try to keep up with a log. Then it goes in to tell you how to plan and empower, how to analyze the books that you're doing. Just reading through here. So Alicia wanted to know too, so she raised her hand. Centrell says you can get your tickets or make a donation. Welcome, Barbara. Thank you for joining. We're going over. Ah, we're going over the con. Sorry about that. We're going over the contents of what's in the alabaster box. And so you can see it's a full workbook. You get a full workbook, it tells you what to do. So it even goes into advocate duties. It goes into what you need to do, how to share it. And then I have forms. So if you need an agenda, ideas of what the agenda should look like, invitations. So there's invitations in here, invitations to speakers if you want to have it, invitations to um, how to write your political leaders, how to write community partners, your friends and family. The invitations are in here. You don't have to think about it. And so one of the things you want to have with any event is you want to have a contact form so you can get in touch with them. Con- Contact form information is in here. A sign up sheet is in here for you to do. Logos in here that you can use. I also, then one of the main things that I've done for you is taking the guesswork out of what you want to talk about. So, depending on, thank you for joining, Ava. Hey, y'all better get yours because Ava already done put her order in for hers. We're getting it mailed to her soon, soon, soon. So, this is one of the things too that I'm super excited about. Can y'all tell I'm excited? And I don't even usually get real super excited. I'm super excited. So, and one of the things is, let's say, Centrell said, yes, you need all of that. It's all done for you. So one of the things too that I have that is so excited, and I'm going to have some printed out and ready for this weekend, so Centrell will see exactly what they look like. It's my OTTs, and it's over T topics. So what you do is you'll have the cards, and it has things in there. So what you would do is when you have your focus group, you have your cards, and each table would get a card, and then they would have that discussion. Then you come together as a big group. Or if you're having a mini event and that's in your home with just, 5 or 6 people, if you're having a mini event, you can decide which topic you want to talk about or which 2 or 3 topics you want to talk about. So I have taken the guesswork of that for you. The OT topics. My OTTs are awesome. These are some of the topics that my focus group in March put together, some of the things that they said, and it came from the questions they asked. So these are not just, me putting some conversations together for you. These are things that have happened. Even have some blank ones so you can tailor it to your community. If there's something that's really going on in your community, you can add those OTTs for you. So this is one of the things you get. This is only a piece of what you get in this box. So you're going to get, so far, you're going to get this box, and you can see it's sturdy because I done dropped it several times, had to pick it up. And that's one of the things I wanted to make sure. Because, see, this box is so heavy. Look at there. I can't even mash it in. The box is so heavy and sturdy that you can use it over and over and over. So when you have your tea parties, you can take this box. And you have another tea party, you use this box. You may have a mini tea party, meaning you only have, some at your home or at your church. You take this each time you do it. And then you may decide, hey, we're getting bigger, so I want to have a boutique event. I want to have a day and a half event. So what I need to do, I need to take this box, because you're going to have your workbook in there, and you're going to have your workbook in there because you've run through that, you've done your planning, and you can use this over and over. You can take notes. So those are two things, and that takes a lot of the work out of it for you. One of the worst parts about the planning any kind of event is having the information. What do I need? Making your checklist, having your topics, having your invitation. Somebody has already worded that for you. So often people say, well, I'm not a content writer, I'm not a good writer. And so they just don't do it because they can't do it, or it's frustrating. So I've taken that frustration out for you. Thank you, Central. I'm excited too, Ava. So as you do that, so we've got those two things, right? So what's the tea party without tea? You're going to get in there enough tea for 6 people to have 2 cups, so that's 12 packs of tea. And this is not just any tea. This is organic green tea. It's from Uncle Lee's. It's a really nice tea. Um, you can add more flavors to it if you want to, but that's something. I did some research on brands and topics, brands, and something that was a quality brand that people would like. So oftentimes with tea, people don't have sugar or want sugar. So I'm going to give you individually enough also of the honey sticks. So you can give that to each person. You don't have to be all gooey. They will have their own sticks. You're going to get enough of that to do it. So what else do you need? If you were hosting a tea party, I'm going to let you guys tell me what's one of the other pieces of something you think you might need. So we don't have the cups in there, but as you're working through this, you're also going to want to make some notes and things with it. So I'm throwing in some post-it notes that will be in there that you can have it, so that you can use them in your workbook to notate some pages, to make some little sheets, as you notate. Because if you're going to use this over and over, what you might want to do when you start the planning process, where it says date and time, you might want to put the post-it note over there. And so you're not, having to rewrite over it. So you put the post-it note on there. This is the date and time of this one. And then the next time you just lift that up, you can put your post-it note in the back so you can keep track of what you're doing, and then put a clean one on there. Or you might want to do it in any other of the sections, because this is a workable workbook. And also, like I said, I give you permission, if you're using this yourself, I do ask that you do not copy it in its entirety and give it to somebody else. But as you're using it, make your copies. You can, make your worksheet. It even tells you in the beginning what you want to do. And this is how detailed I am, because I know a lot of times organizing things is not people's better forte. And they tell me that so often. And that's part of what I do working with people when I coach you on creating your harmony, is how to plan. But it says here, determine what you want to make a change in domestic violence in your community. And now that you have purchased the Alabaster box, so determine whether you would like a mini or a boutique event. The mini event is the one in your home that you have, or in your church, or in a small setting with 4 to 6 people. And then set your date for the gathering. Set up a dedicated 3-ring binder to organize your gatherings. And that's something that you can do with that. And then it just goes more. I would just wanted to show you how much and in details it goes through to help you with the planning process. And so you have your workbook, you have your tea, you have your honey. You also, any of the forms that are in the back of the book, you're going to get a link to download all of these forms so that you don't have to type them over, so that you can add your logo. Remember, this is a partnership. This is us working together. So um, thank you for joining, Mindy. Thank you for joining, Brittany. Hey, Carmen, thank you for joining. So this is a partnership with us. So it's not just all about me. This is something we can do together. What I'm doing is, I've noticed that a lot of people have issues with planning events. They want to do events, but they're not sure how or what. So I'm taking the guesswork out for you. I'm taking the legwork. Your virtual assistant, or your assistant that's helping you, or you, if you're doing a small mini yourself, um, this work is done for you. Now all you need to do is just go step by step and make it happen. If you're wanting to do a boutique event like Centrail is, for a week and a half, I mean a week and a half, ooh, that would keep us going, for a day and a half, then we'd have to have another conversation, and I'll tell you what all that entails, because it's more intense, how to set up your speakers. But this is just for every day. If you want to have a tea party once a week, hey, if you want to have your sister circle together once a month, and this is what you want to use. And so not only do I have the workbook, the tea, the honey, so the post-it notes, so that you don't have to write in your folder, I also have a gift for the hostess. So I don't know if you can see this. This one hasn't been open. Let's see. I'm going to open it so hopefully you can see it a little better. And this is just a little memorabilia. And I like little cutesy things, so I wanted to add something cutesy to it. And it says for you, so you can remember to serve from the kettle. You're going to have a little kettle keychain that comes with it. This is just something to remind you what your purpose in the tea parties are, to remind you how important it is to continue to serve from a place of gratitude and our sister circle and unity in that. So as you do that, you're going to get your beautiful decorative box. You're going to get the Tea and Pearl Gathering workbook. You're going to get a link to download all the extra forms in the mini and boutique event. You're going to get information on the boutique event, exactly what that looks like and what you need to do next if you need to do that. You're going to get one thing, and see, remember when we talked at the beginning about the alabaster box? You can't have an alabaster box and you have this cute little bag. May not be this one. I think I'm going to get some smaller ones. But you're going to have your own bottle of frankincense. This is organic, therapeutic grade frankincense. And what you're asking, why do you need that? Not to put in your tea, because this one is not for that. But a couple things you're going to need to do. Remember, the whole purpose of this is to work with those that are serving. So what do you need to do? You're going to have some private time to yourself. You're going to need some meditation. You're going to receive your downloads. You're going to be praying for those that pray. You're going to be meditating for those that meditate. You're going to get closer to your spiritual peace. And then you're going to anoint yourself with this frankincense. And depending on the crowd that you have, the people you have, whether you're working in your church or it's a small group in your home or it's your gathering and you're having those special moments with those that are working with you, however you want to do that. But frankincense is one of the oils that can help you rejuvenate yourself, can help you, keep you grounded, can keep you in this, being therapeutic. It can do that for you. This alone is worth more than what I'm going to tell you the price of this box is. I know you're like, okay, so what am we going to get this for? But I'm not through telling you what all you're going to get, because as you do that, welcome, Deborah. Thank you for joining. Alicia, you're so happy. Thank you, Alicia. So here's what we're going to do. What else do you get with that? So those are just the things that is inside the box. Remember, I told you there's downloads that you're going to get. So the other thing you're going to get is an hour coaching session with me. What does that look like? Why would you need that? One, because my job is to help you create harmony in your life so you can continue to serve those that you serve. I will sit with you for an hour, see what that looks like, give you some suggestions. If it's not something that you need to work with me with, the super awesome part is I have some dynamic sisters in my circle that are doing some dynamic things in business and, publishing and so many different things, money coaches that are making some great changes with people and helping them do. So that will help me decide where you need to go and whether that is something you need that I have. So you also will get a chance, as what I talked about with this, is to partner with me to make some strategic changes in this war on women. It is not enough. It is no longer enough to just be aware of domestic violence. We need to sit down and we need to have those tough conversations. I mean, those conversations that say, this is what it looks like. This is, excuse me, why it started. And this is what we can do to change it. You'll also get 20% off my 3-day event. And I had to, I thought about that. I'm like, Andrea, do you really want to do that? See, sometimes things get downloaded to me and I have to do things that I'm like, do you want to do that? Because that's like one of your, um, that's my main fundraiser for my nonprofit is my 3-day event. But if you, for a limited time, this is not going to happen long, but for a limited time, I have a few 20% coupons that you can have for those that purchase. And then here's my other special bonus. Now, I had to work on this one, but I wanted you to have this because I thought you cannot plan, you cannot go through this unless, you can sit down and map out everything. Not only the workbook is there, but the other piece that you'll get, and this just came in the mail today, and I was so happy because it was here to show you. I have created a Serving from the Kettle planner, a 2020 planner that you can use. It has quotes in there to give you some inspiration for each week. It goes through where you can write, you can put your to-do list in there. It's time to start looking at our weekly planners. And at the beginning, it has on my table. So what's on your table for 2020? Map out 2020 and determine where you want as you go through this. Then it has, for each month, you'll have a calendar that shows you what you want. Then it says on my table for January. And so you've mapped out where you want to go each for the year. Then you're going to go what's in there for each month. And then each week you can break that down. And it has a section for notes, a section for journaling. And so where you can put all your planning and stuff, to again remind you to use your circle, de-stress yourself, stop trying to do everything yourself. You're going to have a private Facebook group that are just the warriors that are doing this, the warriors in pearls, the ladies that are hosting the tea parties. So you can get on there and you can say, hey, you know, how did you do this? I'm working on this. I had this problem with my event. What did you do about that? We're going to have people that have been there. And then they can say, you guys can work together, not only for the Tea and Pearls events, but to help, grow yourself in that. So, and those are the things that I have to offer. That's what's in the alabaster box. These are the things I've put together. Only thing you will need is some water in a cup. And of course a kettle if that's what you want to put it in. But you can have a tea party and you can put all this together. So what do you guys think about that? Centrell said that is awesome. I think so too. So what do you think about it? Tell me how you feel. Is this something that you think you can see yourself purchasing? Is this something you can see yourself doing in your home? Let me know what you think about that. So I look through, make sure I didn't miss any messages. Central tells that we want to take this thing global, y'all. Every city, every state, yes. Everybody needs to have one. Ava says she loves it. So tell me, can you see yourself owning this alabaster box? So as I tell you, the value of this box is well over, with the added bonuses, with the added bonuses and all that I'm offering, it's well over a $500 value. With the coaching, with the planners, with the 20% off the sister gatherings, with the partnership that we're working together, with you being able to do a tried and true event that we know that people are coming to, that we know it has a high success rate, that you can talk to people who've had one. All of that is well over the $500. But I'm retailing this box for $119. That's it. Like I said, the if you know the price and understand frankincense, it's almost half that price just by itself. But to get the bonuses that you're going to get from that, like I said, is well over. So, but the retail price is $119. But let me tell you something. Because I am so excited and because I'm so dedicated to get this in every city, in every state, and to take this global as we do this, I have a special introductory price of $89.99. You can get all of that for $89.99. You get the box, you get the workbook. Most of all, you get me. Hey, in not just that hour that you're going to have, that the free consultation, that's for you. But as you work through your gatherings, you have me personally to text me, to message me, to say, hey, Andra, what do you think about that? You can sit there and you can ask Centrell, who's on here. We're so excited about her event that's coming up this weekend. But Centrell and I have been on the phone back and forth. We've had emails back and forth. We've had the conversations. We had the no conversations. We've and shot, Centrell say, hey, what do you think about this t-shirt? What do you think about this? How does this, what about this agenda? We've put them back and forth. So you're getting me personally. For $89.99, you're going to get a personal, coach to sit and talk to you about as you do these tea and pearl sister gatherings. Unheard of. $89.99. Okay? This is for a limited time though. This will not last. I'm initially thinking, I don't know. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but it will not last long because you're getting well over this price. And it is too important. Even the price, I'm not even, that's the price of it, that's what it is. But guys, you think about if you could have a tea and pearl sister gathering in your home, in your church, in your community room, in your apartment complex, wherever you can put it, heck, in the park. If you could have a gathering, if you could use this alabaster box and you could save one person from the abuse that she's going through, if you could help one person come out and realize that they're worth loving themselves, and you can make one person who is not an advocate right now, who doesn't understand, who's throwing shade and complaining about people that are being abused because saying it's their fault, they don't understand X, Y, or Z, why they don't leave. If you can help one person understand and join this fight, that price is it's just a price. I have to do something because I have to feed my family too, and but that's why it's on there. I'd love to be able to just give them away, and anybody that knows me understand that. But for this introductory price of $89.99, you're going to get a whole lot. You're going to be able to change a lot of lives. You're going to be able to use this over and over. This is not something $89 a month. I'm not asking for that. I'm saying $89.99 and you can use this over and over. So tell me what you think. Welcome, Sylvia. Thank you for joining. Centrell says yes, she will be there all the way. So as I said, Centrell and I have worked hand in hand with this, and I'm super excited about this, ladies, gentlemen. Um, what we have here is something that can not only change lives but change the way people see what's going on. You know, yes, Ava said it's more than worth it. You know what? For the first 5 people who purchase their kit, I'm even going to throw in one of the books, Serving from a Kettle, which is $14.99 normally, on top of everything else because you do need this book. So you need to think of the price of the $89.99 plus the $14.99. When you purchase it, you can get the book off of Amazon, but you can also purchase it with the kit, and it'll come autographed. You can show people, so you can have it. But for the first 5 people who purchase an alabaster box, I'm going to throw in a book also. So, Abe, I guess you get your book. So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to sit here. See if you have any questions. Ava said it's more than worth it. Central says change lives and mindset. So I'm going to sit here for just a moment. Do anyone have any questions about this? Have any questions about the box? Have any questions about the tea parties? Let me know. Because I just wanted to unveil this to you. I just wanted to explain to you what was going on. I wanted to let you see it. I'm going to let you know if you're ready to purchase, you can go to my website, AndreaDmerriman.com. Go to where it says shop. The alabaster box is already on there for the limited time. It's priced at $89.99. If you have any problems on the site because it's new, we've tested it and everything, but let me know and we'll take care of that. Should go through fine. So do you have any questions? If you don't want to answer them online, please go ahead and instant message me. If you want to talk about it, instant message me. Set up a set up an appointment. Instant message me. I'll give you a link to get on my calendar. I have an online calendar you can use, and then we can sit and talk about it. So does anybody have any questions? So if no one has any questions, like I said, you can go to www.andreadmerriman.com and order your copy. I hope you're excited about it as I am. I'm excited for you. I'm looking to make this grow. So, and just so that you can help us change lives, and as Central said, change mindsets. Let me know if any of you are catching this on the replay, and let me know. Hey, Dorothea, thank you for joining. Just waiting to see if any of you have any questions. If you don't have any questions, I will let you go. I wanted to thank you again for joining me. You know how to reach me. You can reach me here on Facebook. You can go to my website, put in a contact, and let me know. Yes, still we're wrapping it up. You can go back and look through. You can catch the replay. But just for you, Thea, because you're my sister friend girl, part of my big circle, I just want you to see the box. This is the Alabaster box that you can purchase with the website on it. You know, it says building, what does it say? Building healthy communities. And inside that is a whole lot of stuff. Check out the replay. Let me know what you think. And everyone, thank you for joining me. I hope you're excited as I am about the Alabaster box. There, you're so funny. So I'm gonna jump off of here. Let me know, everyone, if you have any questions. Again, I'm Andrea Merriman. I'm your creative harmony coach. I am also now the creator of the Alabaster Box, a box that can help you serve your community, serve the victims, and serve the advocates that are in your community working with domestic violence. And I wish you hope, harmony, and happiness.